usual, technically lost a bit because Unknown decided to upload twice a day. So, as promised, Unknown, I'm gonna be recording today. After I woke up. So, I heard from. I know the last video, the part 3 had bad quality of sound, like a lot of background noise. I was out driving and I didn't speak loud enough, which I'm sorry for. Instead of really redoing part 3 so we can get on with the story, I'm going to do a recap. So, what essentially happened in the last part was that Tatsumi actually got to become whatever, had his own like hideout for the nightraid group, and a different part while they were somewhat building the main hidden base. Now Tatsumi was just using a cabin. If you weren't on missions, you would go out hunting, training and stuff. So one time he actually got off and he actually met dragons and challenged one to a duel. If he won, that dragon would become his mount. And he won. So he actually has a dragon as a mount. He does feed it, data beast and stuff like that. And he fought Estef again after an agenda tried to, rebel. And Estef had literally handed her ass, like, beat her quite easily instead of flying. She retreated. While she was retreating, Tatsumi had actually been sent to, help the agenda against Estef, but the agenda was a little bit too hasty and didn't really think how fast they would come. Yeah, that happened. And then Tatsumi fought against Estef again. And he managed to convince her to join his side, join the Revolutionary Army's side in his group of the nightraid. And she agreed. She found him a bit interesting and decided to follow him. And the agenda got her prosthetic arm and such, and then was told to, create, the assassin would not, but she was told there was already members of nightraid, but they were a different kind of section. And one of them was Tatsumi. You see, they couldn't tell her the name of the other ones. Also, Esther's army followed her, as we see in the manga. As we've seen in the manga, with Esther's death, they just disbanded. They didn't want to fight anymore. So if she had wanted to join side of the Revolutionary Army, they would have as well. Would have also joined. So that's kind of why now the Mother actually has an arm behind them. And the Revolutionary Army decided to make a subgroup, like an assassination group, and the agenda was to lead that part. She only knows the name Tatsumi as the Black Dragon, and she's only seen him once before. But she has seen pictures of him. So while she's getting her group up, we go to Tatsumi and Estef. Estef begun to have feelings for Tatsumi, and Tatsumi just acknowledge her, like saying like she's the strongest female he's encountered, and she can protect herself, which he kind of finds attractive. And she still has that idea of like the strong survives. So he acknowledges her strength. So yeah, they had most of the time they haven't really gone on missions because they're training Estes army while also sparring and having fun. They've grown closer and closer over a couple of years. And then they were sent on a mission outside of the kingdom, like just to test out the strength of the army. And it was a mission in a to help a tribe in a different country against that country's ruler. They were attacking, and now decided to test out, nightraid, or rather, Tatsumi is part of nightraid, and they went out. It went pretty good because better than the Russian army knew that Tatsumi could do it, but didn't know how well. They basically decimated. They decided, Tatsumi just told us that like we should let her army, her subordinates, see how strong the opponent is, and then see if there's any way for us, to join the battle. If it isn't worth for us to even join the battle, then we can have a spar when we get back. And Esther would agree. Because she actually quite look forward to the sparring matches, because she can actually finally go all out and really train, because Tatsumi was so strong as well. Because Tatsumi could keep up, but was also a bit stronger. And he would also train himself by doing it. And it had gone around from her supporters that were saying like it's the perfect couple. And Steph was like not really thinking, if I get to think about it, because he did have feelings for Tatsumi, but didn't know if he had for her as well. So it was just rumors going around most of the time. And let's see. Oh yeah. So yeah, they sent then the army in defend, this tribe is on a border that's just outside the border of the imperial capital, kingdom's border into another country, and it was that country they were defending against. So they just sat down, and as they decided, why not just sit down and laugh for fun? And she does that. Tatsumi doesn't really mind, and just lets her. And she just sits there looking. Over the battlefield, seeing how it's going. And the battle's going quite well for her army. They do suffer casualties a little bit, but not too much. And the enemy forces push back rather easily. And Tatsumi says, oh well, looks like I will have to have that spar when we get back. And I says, yeah, looks like it. But she doesn't really mind. They get a word that they have to stay for a little bit, so they train their spar while in at this tribe, and they discuss after a few years. And Night Raid from Agenda has gone with it. She's gotten her members, like the core members of Night Raid, gathered together. So we've reached somewhat the point. Years gone by. Tatsumi and Estef and her group has gotten on different missions outside of the Imperial Army. Most time because they wanted to have them keep moving. And so that's something to do for drills and such training. And we have reached the point in start of anime. Tatsumi is somewhat close to Estef's age, like 20. I would say. 2024. And they are returning to that base. Meanwhile, the agenda has gotten her group together and they've done missions in the capital, assassin missions and such assignments. And Tatsumi has gotten word that from the that the base has been built, and right currently the only resident is the assassin group. It's Tatsumi that thinks no, the child's play. Let's drink something. So yeah, Tatsumi just thinks, oh great, assassins. I wonder who leads them. And he just pulls out a cigarette and lights it. And Esther says, whoa. Oh yeah, you smoke. And Tatsumi says, is that a problem? No, it's not. But why though? And Tatsumi says, relax. It helps me relax sometimes. Plus, it's like relaxing and a little bit of stress relief, you know. We can't really have any more battles at the moment. We are like off duty, which is kind of like a ball. And I said to hold back on the sparring because we accidentally one time remodeled, you know, some landscape. Last time we sparred. It's pretty, you know, a little bit stressing that we can't have more spars at the moment. And I said, yeah, it is. They get to, you know, Tatsumi's cabin that they had before. And it's not just a cabin now, it's like they have different kind of, what's this? Something I have to do afterwards. To make my project. So yeah, it has housing quarters for the army, such they've given them some money to have in the army. And the Revolutionary Army has, while they were gone, built housing for them and such. And Estes tells the men to get in and get settled and such, and assigned, you know, for food and such, cooking and all that jazz, you would say. And Tatsumi and Estes were informed that they could go back to the original hideout. The hideout, and they had rooms there because they had to be there instead. The old ones with the cabin, bigger cabin, was more for our army. And Tatsumi says, okay, well, we have the day off and all that, so we can go check out these assassins. And Esther says, yeah, we could do that. And as reference, if you go from while they're walking towards, you know, the new nightraid hideout where Arkame and Agenda are, and Leona, all that stuff. Let's see what the captain's been doing. They know SDF, John Jerusalem Army, like the higher ups, but they keep it secret under wraps because if your strongest, like, general just switch sides, mostly other people would rebel. So they keep it secret. They keep it secret and tries to hide the fact that she's gone. But it's a bit hard. They don't really know what to do. Like, why did she switch sides? And all that. they really have no clue. But so they've been able to keep a secret. But a certain someone found out. I can't remember her name. It's Blackhead Masochist. Who found out and decided to go look for her. She had read rumors in different countries outside that Esther had been sighted there. And she went looking. So she's technically gone travel looking for Esther. And she hasn't found her yet. So we cut back to Tatsumi and Esther walking towards base. They see the base and Tatsumi says, "Oh, I remember this place." And Esther says, "Oh, you do?" And Tatsumi says, "Yeah." It's the old hideout, like they were building it while I was still there. I had a room once, yeah. Because they thought I needed a cabin. I said I needed a cabin instead, to mine the woods, and they obliged. So I had that one. While they were finished building up this place, I did have a room, but they were still building it. Oh, for Satan and stuff. So yeah, Tatsumi and Esther then walk in, like, Tatsumi had seen, the looks, rot virus. Oh, fuck, can't really speak. Yeah, his wires to locate enemies if technically him and Esther just, casually walked by them, sensing all the traps and just avoiding them. So they are coming unbeknownst to Agenda's group. No, fuck, my cigarette went out. Fuck. 1 sec. I need to fucking roll it 1 second. There we go. When you roll your cigarette too good with too much tobacco and just slowly burns, fucking hell. Anyway, so Tatsumi and Esther is just walking into the base and then gets close to the hall, and Tatsumi just, opens the door, sees Nintendo and all that. They see Tatsumi and Esther, and Nintendo's like, "Who are you? What are you doing in my base?" And that's shit. And Tatsumi just looks at her like, "Wait a sec, I know you. You're that general that affected from the evil army. Lost her arm and shots, right?" He's like, "Yeah, how do you know?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I was supposed to be your backup, but you were too rash." He's like, "Wait, you were the backup?" "Yeah, that was me. Name's Tatsumi." He's like, "Wait, the original member of nightraid?" "Yeah. I decided to visit here to see what the old base were doing. Who were here?" I just see, I found out got notion that it was assassins. I could say I'm kind of disappointed, Like, you only do assassin stuff like that. But anyway. And then Tatsumi just lights another cigarette, And I says, "I'm quite a bit disappointed, I'm not bad experience, but just see what? Any spots that come like, oh, I know you. You tried to kill me once, didn't you? How's it going?" Nakame is really in a defensive stand, like, what the fuck you? And Tatsumi's like, chill. Then Akame sees Estef and goes to attack Estef. Tatsumi just goes in front, blocks the sword. He has his armor on, blocks the sword, and just deflects it like, Don't attack my subordinate. Don't attack my comrade. And Akame's like, she's part of the Imperial. And Tatsumi's like, no, she hasn't been for what? And she just asked the general, like, how long was it ago that you joined, on book joined the Revolutionary Army? And she's like, it was a couple of years ago. I'm like, yeah, since that time, she actually joined my group. And then the general's like, so she was the other member I wasn't told about. And Tatsumi is like, yeah. Then Ruznavis thought it would be a good idea to, release this information. Everything would have been chaos and the plan wouldn't really, work. And I was like, oh yeah, that's correct. But like, what are you doing here? And Tatsumi says, well, as I said, I want to take out the base. And she was this assassin group of nightraid. It was like, and then I see this one points at Akame. She tries to kill him once, didn't succeed. So that's kind of fun. And I see you. I've seen better days, but you still look quite good, I would say. And then I was like, what? So somebody's like, yeah. Like, it gives you a new look and all. But, meh. And for information, Leona and mine were out on a mission, and Tatsumi just says, oh well, I think we should head back as that. We have some training. We can do some sparring. And I said, yeah, sure. They just walk out, leaving, the assassin group literally like thinking, did this really happen? Did the Revolutionary Army really have Estef in their ranks, like all casually, not even telling us about it? And Jen was a little bit pissed off, but then again she thinks, oh my god. And she remembers that Tatsumi just casually deflected Akame's blade, like not really being bothered by it. And it says, she asked Akame, like, have you met him before? And Akame tells about that time, back when she was still training, that she had some to kill the Black Dragon. And it was him, and she failed miserably, and he actually let her go, like, she saw her as a waste of time, not really a challenge. And Jenna's like, oh god. That's rough, ain't it? And I was like, I at least got to live another day. And Tatsumi, and then we cut back to Tatsumi, and I just walked back, and Tatsumi just says, oh, that was quite fun, wouldn't you agree? And I said, yeah, a bit, like the reactions were fun, but I'm more looking forward to aspiring. And Tatsumi says, yeah, me too. And I go back and spar. I think that's where we'll leave it off at. No, it's a bit short, but I hope you guys enjoyed. So, see you next time. Oh shit.